What's up guys, it's Danica. I am here in Las Vegas for the entire week and I thought that while I'm away, I would do a little what's in my beauty travel bag. Now this list of stuff is pretty specific. I think I probably wouldn't bring the same stuff to Florida or Europe or to California even, and it's also very specific for this time of year. It is September, but it is like 100 degrees every single day in Las Vegas. I checked the weather report before I came here and yeah, the weather has totally lived up to it. Yesterday, I think it was like 104 high, and the lowest I've seen it be was like 81 the first night I got here. So this is the kind of makeup that I've packed for myself for a long trip where I don't want to bring tons of stuff. I'm not really going to any like really fancy things, but that said, I could probably adapt this makeup to work for more formal occasions or for an event if I really needed to. But this is sort of like chilling out in a big city when it's really hot outside in the summer where you don't want to be like super conspicuous makeup. So yeah, pretty specific. Now the one thing that I don't know if you guys do, but I definitely do this if I'm going on a long trip and I'm checking my makeup in a check-in suitcase, so I'm not like carrying it on, is if I'm bringing a ton of makeup and I'm packing it in a suitcase and I'm gonna like wrap it in clothes to keep it from breaking, I put it all in a Ziploc bag. Now this is so practical for so many reasons. One, I can see everything that's in the bag. Two, it sort of like molds to the shape of like the space in your suitcase. I have some really great makeup bags that are also clear and like zip around, and more like grown-up professional looking makeup bags. I bought them at Ricky's in New York and they're amazing and they're not expensive at all. But the problem with those is that if there's only like this much space and like a very specific shape left in my suitcase, that oblong, pretty stiff bag is not gonna fit. So I do prefer to pack everything in a Ziploc bag. Also, what's great about a Ziploc is that I'm fairly certain that if something broke in there, like a powder, a blush, an eyeshadow or something, it wouldn't just get all over my suitcase. It would stay pretty well contained because of the Ziploc part. The first things I want to talk to you guys about are the tools that I carry with me when I travel to apply my makeup. Probably because these are some of the hardest tools to pack. If you've been watching my videos for a little while, you'll know that I am not really a beauty blender girl. I am much more of a brush girl. I don't know why. I think it might be because for me on an everyday basis, wetting a beauty blender and having to like squeeze it out and then trying to keep it clean and then like replacing it every 3 months seems like so difficult. It's such like a barrier for me to use. I've definitely used a beauty blender before. It works fine for me. I do prefer slightly heavier coverage than the beauty blender offers, and I don't like that I feel like I have to clean it all the time and it's hard to clean, whereas brushes are really easy to clean. So that's just me. I'm lazy. But I do travel with these 5 brushes right now. The first is one that you've seen in lots of my videos. It is the Artiste Palm Brush, and it is a densely packed brush for blending foundation and concealer that fits in the palm of your hand. I love Artiste brushes. They're quite expensive, but this one I've used every single day since I got it. And what I like about this one is that it doesn't have that giant long handle that most Artiste brushes have, which are so luxurious but aren't really practical for travel. So the palm brush is fantastic for traveling. Now this is something that I've been using, and I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have brought this to any other destination, but Vegas, as you know, is really dry. It's in the middle of the desert, and because I tend to have drier skin, I use different kinds of products when the weather is dry. And one of the things I do use when the weather's a little bit drier and hot is a Bare Minerals powder to finish off my foundation. And what I really love about the Bare Minerals powder is that it comes with this cute little Bare Minerals brush. I actually picked this up at Heathrow Duty Free, and it has that 2-tiered, pretty dense, ultra soft brushy thing, and I use this in the middle of my face so I don't get like a super matte, really dry finish, but I get that slightly glowy, natural finish from a powder that I really like. I've been using this Real Techniques brush, which I believe is this sculpting brush, for a while, and I use this to bake underneath my eyes, or I use it just to apply like translucent powder where I need it at the end of my whole makeup routine. So I carry this everywhere I go. It's so indispensable and also so easy to clean because it's like, you know, it's a brush. Recently, I also bought a new Real Techniques brush. I've been using a giant kabuki brush forever from Makeup Forever, and I really love it, but I thought I needed like a medium-sized one for bronzer. I've never like really applied bronzer correctly. I've sort of always just treated it as either blush or contour. I'm trying with bronzer because I do think it looks so pretty when applied correctly, and so I picked up this brush just to use for bronzer. It is the powder brush from Real Techniques. It is huge, but it is still slightly smaller than the normal kabuki brush I travel with from Makeup Forever, which I didn't actually bring with me this time. And since I'm just on vacation with myself, doing things that I want to do and no events and like no serious like going out things, just hanging out with myself, just eating the things I want to eat and going to the places I want to go, I was definitely going for like a low key eye look all week. And so that's why I only brought one eyeshadow brush with me, and it is this one. It is actually, it's not even an eyeshadow brush. It's a pointed concealer brush from a brand called A Design. I don't even know where I got this brush from, but I've had her for ages. What I love about it is that if you can see the tip, covered in eyeshadow right now, but if you can see the tip, it's actually really good for my eyes. I have hooded eyes and I have very small eyelids, so it's not too big and it doesn't like get all over my eyelid where I don't want it. I can get into like the corners nicely, and it's so soft, and I've loved this brush for so long. Now, because it's super hot outside and I'm not wearing like full foundation and tons of like other face makeup, I really only traveled with 2 liquid face makeup products. And if you've watched my videos before, you know that I've recently been obsessed with the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Plus Cream. Also, what's so good about this is that it has an SPF 50 plus UVA UVB, which is so useful in a hot and sunny destination like Las Vegas. I don't want to get sunburned, I want to prevent wrinkles, and I want to take care of my skin, and this does it all in one. Plus it has like a really solid medium coverage makeup, so it's perfect. I've also been using this for ages, and you'll know this product really well for my videos. And I'm sorry, this is like an old tube, I think, because it's like all rubbed out, but it is the Collection Lasting Perfection Concealer. I am a warm medium, and I buy this in huge stashes every time I go to the UK. And so I hoard them, I love them. I can't live without this concealer. It's amazing. As for powder face makeup, I always carry a couple of the MAC Studio Fix in C3. I usually carry one in my purse because during the day it's really useful for touch-ups. And sometimes if I'm having like a really tired day, I will use this to set my makeup instead of using a powder because it does have more coverage and it's a little bit heavier. What I do find in hot weather though is that this doesn't look as good on my skin in super hot weather, mostly because I do have a sweaty face. I know some people don't have sweaty faces. I definitely have a sweaty face, so you're very lucky if you don't have sweat glands all over your face. But this does, for me, tend to get a little bit shiny and greasy looking if it's really hot outside, only because like my face is so sweaty. Like I mentioned before, I have been using the Bare Minerals Original Powder. This is a loose powder, and I use the color Fairly Medium. I picked this up in duty free, so it was like a little bit cheaper than buying it at Sephora or something. I really like it. I don't think I would use it in the winter in New York because of the overcast skies. It does have like a little bit of a sheen to it. It gives me that sort of finish that feels like the 90s. Like when I first started buying powder and stuff in the 90s in high school, I would buy some drugstore powders and they would have mica in it, and it would give me a sheen that I didn't really want on my skin. This is not as obvious as like a drugstore mica powder. However, it is a little bit too glowy for me for New York. But while I'm on vacation and in a hot sunny place, I find that this is actually the perfect finish, and it's so great. I never have to, like, if I use this in the morning to set my makeup, especially my T-zone, I never have to touch up during the day if I'm not like sweating it off. And finally, this has become such a holy grail product for me, and I don't really know what to do because I don't think it's available in the United States. I've been to a bunch of drugstores to look at the Rimmel section and I haven't seen it. I did pick this up in the UK. I should have picked up more. I didn't know I was gonna like it that much, and I've already hit pan on it, and so it's kind of gross looking. I'm sorry, but it is the Rimmel Insta Fix a Matte Translucent Powder, and I have been using this to set under my eyes and in spots on my face where I'm concealing. It also lasts all day. I use my angled brush from Real Techniques to apply this to my skin, and I love it. It has no color, but as you can see, I've already hit pan on it, and I really don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm hoping I can order it online from one of those international sites like Feel Unique. I'm not sure, I haven't checked yet, but yeah, I love this so much, and I don't know what I'm gonna do when I run out of it. Moving on to eyebrows, I have been using a bunch of different products on my eyebrows over the past few months, and when I'm in New York, if I'm in like a situation where I'm gonna be in the office all day and I need to have really precise brows, or if I'm in a situation that's like I need to look super professional and like super polished, I'll probably use like a pomade and a pencil and like a gel and like a brown mascara, just like so many things. But now that I'm on vacation, I'm in like a really hot place, I do want like a slightly more natural looking eyebrow, which is why I'm down to now 3 products, and 2 of them are pretty much the same. They're just like shaped differently. So I have both the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer, which is the angled point pencil with the spoolie on the other side, and I also have the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz, which is a pointier pencil with the spoolie on the other side. What I've been using on vacation are both of them. I'll use the angled one, which is a thicker point, to sort of, you know, fill it in, and then I will use the thinner point one to clean up the edges, and then I use the spoolies to brush it out. And then to make it look slightly more natural and to look like I have actual hair in my eyebrows, I use the Maybelline Brow Drama, which is also such a holy grail product for me. I've been using it like for years now, and it's so great. It's really natural looking, and it just keeps everything in place all day long. So if you've been watching my videos for a long time, you know that my favorite mascara of the past like year and a half has been the Dior Show Iconic Mascara. It is not the super curling one, but it is a curling formula. It doesn't have the curved brush. I don't really like the curved brush, it just gets all over my face. It has a straight brush, and it is a plastic brush, I believe, but I really, really like this, so I carry this everywhere. But recently, I've also tried this mascara because I've seen it everywhere on YouTube, and it is a really pretty package, so I bought it. It is the Maybelline Colossal Big Shot mascara that you have probably also seen everywhere. I picked it up because it was like very low risk to try. It was from a drugstore, and I really, really like it. What's so impressive about this Maybelline mascara is that it stays on all day. I have this problem where, because the 2 lids of my eyes like really touch when I blink, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what I do, I will always end up with like some kind of shadow under my eyes, and that'll vary from like depending on what kind of mascara I'm using. So the Dior barely leaves any smudginess underneath my eyes, though if I do wear it like all day long and it's really humid, I will get like a little bit of shadow under my eyes from the mascara at the end of the day. This is also super impressive. It barely leaves anything under my eyes. What I will say about this mascara though is it is a very dry formula on me. And what I find is that it makes my eyelashes act sort of crazy. So when I use this, I have to use my eyelash curler again. Now I haven't used my eyelash curler in years, and that's because the Dior Iconic Show, I can't remember the name, Dior Show Iconic Mascara, using that I don't need to curl my lashes. I can just like push them up with a wand and they stay. But when I'm using a drugstore mascara, I tend to have to use an eyelash curler, and this is one. I actually have a couple of these. I bought a couple of these a couple of years ago when Maison Kitsune did their collaboration with Shu Uemura, and they did the gold eyelash curlers. I bought a few of them when I was in Selfridges in London, and I love them. So I'm really happy I held on to them because very useful. Also shiny even. For my eyes, I really have 2 products, but I bring like 2 of one of them just in case. So I use the Kat Von D Tattoo Eyeliner. It's my liquid eyeliner of choice. To me, it is the best one. I've used almost all of the ones from Sephora and like those best-selling racks they have at Sephora. I've tried almost all of them. This is the only one I keep on going back to over and over again. I've probably over like the past few years purchased maybe I don't know, 15 of these. Every time I run out, I get a new one. I've never tried anything as good as these in this category. And because I'm on vacation in a really hot place and I'm not doing anything that's like super fancy or event driven, I just brought one eyeshadow palette with me, and this is one I've had for a while. It is the NYX Lid Lingerie palette, and it is the one with these colors. So it has like a burnt orangey sort of color, this lavender, which I've never used, a very neutral cream color, then a purpley brown, and then this very neutral rosy nude, and then a medium brown there. I tend to use these 4 colors the most, this once in a while, and I've never used that, so I don't really know what I'm supposed to do with the purple one, but I really love this. It's such an all-purpose, very natural looking eyeshadow palette, and it's great for travel because it's all just like in a box and you just grab it and you go. For cheek and face, I have 2 palettes with me. One is the one that I took to Brighton with me, which is the Becca Chrissy Teigen palette, which looks like this. It is so compact, so good to use, and I travel with this. I've traveled with this in the summer a couple of times because if I get like a little bit tan, these colors work so well on me. I don't think these colors will work for me in the winter when I get really pale again, but these are the colors and they are perfect for holiday, and you can tell that I've used them a lot because the palette looks like super dirty, but I love it. I use this as a bronzer with my giant Real Techniques brush, and then this I will use sometimes as a blush. It is really pigmented and really bright pink, and sometimes depending on like if I'm going out in the evening or if I'm going out during the day, I will use one of these as a highlighter. I find that this one, the one that has the monogram on it, that one tends to be a little bit more all-purpose for me than the one that's slightly darker, and I really like a shimmery highlighter. The other face makeup palette that I've been carrying with me is so affordable, and I can't believe it's so amazing. I've been using it for months. I love it. It's so great. It's the BH Cosmetics Nude Blush 10 color blush palette, and here's what it looks like inside. You actually get 10 super usable colors. The color that I use the most is this one. I don't even know like what the name of it is, but so if you hold it like this, it's the one on the top right that I use the most. It is a great neutral rosy pink everyday muted blush, which is really great, and it stays on all day. I don't know if this happens to you, but sometimes when I put blush on, by the end of the day I'm like, where's my blush? And all I have left on my face is highlighter and bronzer. But this stays all day long, and it also helps like mattify my skin, which is great. And then if I'm feeling like a more dramatic color, I will use one of these, this one, and then for pop of color, this one or this one. I haven't really used any of the darker ones yet, but I feel like I should probably experiment with them because the formula is so amazing. It's so finely milled, and you see how there's like almost like no fallout. I've been using this for months. It is so great. I'm such a fan of this palette. I think I might actually pick up a few more BH Cosmetics blush palettes because I like this one so much. And last but not least, I'm gonna tackle the lips category, which is my favorite category because these are things that I carry in my handbag and that I also take with me traveling. So let's start. I have tons of really neutral lip liners with me, which I think is one of the most important things to travel with because it can really adapt to any look, and you know, you can wear it on a big night out with like a really sharp line, like really beautifully defined lips, or they're just great for every single day, and it's something you can put on in the morning and not have to worry about for most of the day until like you eat a big meal. So I have 5 lip liners with me. One is one that is, it is the Rimmel Lasting Finish one. I believe this is in Cappuccino, but I can't read the name of the color anymore. I picked this up in England, and it is a brownie, and it is like a brownie lip color that is a very gray brown, and I really like this for more dramatic neutral looks. So if I'm wearing like a really pale liquid lipstick and I want a really defined edge, this is something that I use. I also have with me the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk pencil, which I really love. It is pink, and that's the only way I can describe it. It's pink, and it's really hard for me to find a pink lip color or a lipstick or a lip liner that I really like, but I really love this one. It is a little bit light on me when I am tan, so I haven't actually been using it that much. I just think it's such a great neutral. It stays on for so long and it goes with so many colors. You don't have to use it with the Pillow Talk lipstick, which I know is like so iconic, and it was like, I mean, how amazing to like launch a lipstick and have it become like instantly iconic and sell out. But Pillow Talk is actually fantastic. One of my favorite MAC lip liner colors, which doesn't actually work for me as a lipstick, but only works for me as a lip liner, is MAC Whirl. Now, I have two versions of it, but this is the same lip liner. But originally I bought it when it was part of the Brooke Candy collaboration, and then I was worried that I was gonna run out. Plus, I carry this in my bag all the time, so I wanted like one to leave at home. So I bought like the standard version. It is a mauvey neutral pink brown, and it's so great just for every day. It looks really natural for being something that's slightly darker. I don't wear a lot of like dark brown lipsticks anymore, only because it doesn't really go with my like summer vibes. But I think maybe in winter I will. I do love these. These are great like neutral everyday lip color. It makes you look like you're polished and then you made an effort, but without trying too hard. Plus, MAC lip liners, they stay on all day. So I line my lips and then I fill them in. I don't have to worry about them again for like at least 6 hours. And the last lip liner that I have with me is MAC Soar, which is a little bit more purpley pinky than Whirl. So it's the same basic idea. It's like a neutral brownie pinky one, but Soar is slightly more purpley pinky, and it is good if I'm wearing like a bright color or something that needs a little bit more vibrancy in my makeup, but I don't really want to wear like a red lip or a really bold eye or something. So this is a really good balancing act for clothes. That's how I think of it. But it's also really great and really neutral, and probably would look really, really good under a gloss, but I don't really wear a lot of glosses. I have one lip balm with me, and that is the Clinique Chubby Stick in A Whole Lot of Honey. This was in a favorites video of mine a few months ago. I really, really love it. It is what I'm wearing right now. It is a balm with a tint of color. Probably slightly more than just a tint of color. It has a color, so it's a balm with color. And I like that it's so portable and you don't have to worry about it. It's not so pigmented that you need a super defined lip line, although you could wear this with a pretty lip liner and it would look really, really great. And I love everything from Clinique that is part of the honey color family. And I don't plan on wearing either one of these, but I brought them with me just in case. We all know that red lipstick is a neutral, even though it's really bold and really bright. So I brought two that I really love. One is the NYX Monte Carlo, which is a bold, like almost dark red, but it's not quite dark. It's like just dark enough where you're like, is that dark red? But it's not. So it's like a really bold red. This is such a comfortable formula to wear all day long. Plus it doesn't really come off and it doesn't feather. You don't need to wear like a red lip liner with it. I've worn it all day in the office with no problem at all. And it doesn't even really like disappear when you eat. It just like fades a little where your food touches, and then you just fill it in. It's not like some other liquid lipsticks where if you put it on and you eat, then you just have a blank spot in the middle of your mouth. I don't like that. So I really love that. I love all the NYX liquid lipstick formula colors. I have like so many at home, and I love this. One of my favorite things to gift people, because they're like blown away when you can give them like 10 lipsticks. It's like, oh my God. And I'm like, you're gonna love all of them. The other one that I brought with me is the Smashbox, and I bought this recently and I wanted to buy it for so long, but honestly I don't really wear red lipstick that much, and to me I was like, I don't know if I want to spend like that much money on a red lipstick. But I did buy the Smashbox Baus lipstick, which is the Lily Singh collaboration. I love it so much. I love the applicator on this, which is that sort of like flat doe foot applicator, and the color is so beautiful. It is a really true like blue red liquid lipstick. I do think that this for me doesn't work if it's layered, so this for me is a really great event lipstick. It's a great lipstick for going to work in the morning, but then I probably have to take it off in the middle of the day. I can't like keep on applying it over itself because it does tend to get like lines in it, but it is such a great event lipstick and a special occasion lipstick. So there it is. That is all the makeup I brought with me to Vegas for my week of vacation and not serious makeup. This is not like what I would bring if I had to go to like Fashion Week in Europe, or even if I had to go to like a different vacation in LA or in Florida. But this was like perfect for Vegas, and I'm so happy I brought all these things. I haven't felt like I'm like missing anything. I even went to Sephora the other day in like Planet Hollywood or something, and I was like just looking around just to see if I wanted to pick anything up, and I was like, no, I don't really need anything, I'm good. So I think I packed right. Tell me, what do you like to bring on your vacations? Please tell me in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. If you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button down below. Please let me know what you think, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.